Hello. Hello, hello. Hi. Good evening. How is everyone? How weird is it that it's pitch black outside and I'm only just now doing the live at 7 o'clock at night? Crazy. Meg is here. Melanie is here. I'm just sorting out my threads, what I meant to be doing, because today is catch-up day. Mun's maid says it's noon at my house. Well, it is dark here. Ugh. These days are there's not enough sunlight. Chelsea says, yay, I get to watch it live. Yes, girl. Hello, Rahamet. He is soon going to find that this is not what he's looking for. Then I'm just going to be stitching the whole time. Meg says, I'm at work. Boo. Melissa says, it's 11 a.m. or Melanie says, it's 11 a.m. here in Washington. Jay Stitchin, I forgot your name, so I'm really sorry, says, hello, I'm so excited to be here for a live from the U.S. Where are you from in the U.S.? Which state? And then TMC Stone has joined. So fun, you guys. Jay Stitchin says, that's okay. It's Jenna from Oklahoma. That's so fun. Do you like Oklahoma? I've never been there. TMC Stone is Teresa, and she's from California. It's early there still, isn't it? And Chelsea is in Utah. I've never been to Utah either. Actually, my aunt and uncle, my cousins, they all used to, some of them still live in Texas, but they've since gone their separate ways. So, like, one of my cousins, I think, one of them lives in New York now, and then the other one maybe it was Oklahoma, but I think he's just moved back to Texas. And then, I don't know where my aunt lives anymore, but my uncle still lives in Dallas. And Mun's maid says, Chelsea, and I'm in Utah too. 11 a.m. there. My goodness. So just as a refresher, I'm doing, it's just a catch-up day. So literally all we're doing is catching up because sorry, the screen froze, and I was like, oh my God, no. Okay, good. So Jenna says, yes, I do. Weather can be crazy, though, and it's always changing. Oh, that's nuts. So, yeah, so I thought that it would be nice, and it's what I used to do when I was an art teacher as well, is to have little catch-up days, because sometimes you just don't have enough time in the day to get all of your work done, you know? So the catch-up days are here to save you. So just whatever you're working on, keep on working on it, really. KV Stitches is here. And Stitch BHM, she's here as well. So excited to be here So excited to be here live for once. I put too many 4s in there. 4 live for once. So what I'm doing here is just couching this down. 3 strands down the middle. 1 strand for the tacks. And I'm just making them go the curve of the middle of the leaf. KP Stitches. Hi, my real name is Kristen. Yeah, I think I was telling people yesterday that because I used to be an art teacher, and normally the art teachers are for the entire building, I got really good at like remembering people's names, but the problem is that I have to remember 2 names for everybody on Instagram because I have like your Instagram handle and then actually like your real name. So that's quite funny. Some people make it easy because like their name is in their handle. Hi, George. I'm waiting to get my hand high. So yeah, sometimes it can be like a little bit hard to like remember everyone. But I do try. Okay, so I've done that one. So is everyone caught up? Is everyone finished? Up to date? Jesse's laying right underneath me at my feet where I'm supposed to be standing. Kristen says, no worries. Super excited to watch live though because I'm behind because I had the flu. No way, girl. That is the worst. She said, not caught up yet. That brick stitch slowed me down. LOL, but enjoying it so much. Claire M says, catching up with yesterday's. Melanie says, on the first one I am. I just started the second one yesterday. So I'm not going to lie. There's someone called Melanie and there's someone called Melissa. And I think I always get you 2 mixed up. And your names are not the same at all. Like your usernames are not the same. And every time I'm always like, oh, is it Melanie or Melissa? So I finished this one. I was going to go and do the other leaf because I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to do the Christmas because I don't want to take it out of here to get under there again. So yeah, I'm on the lettering as well. And actually, I have to do the same lettering for this one, for the middle. David turned the dishwasher on right after dinner, like a good boy. But he did forget that I have a live, so we have to listen to the dishwasher, and I'm sorry. So apologies. So yeah, I'm also behind with the lettering. Actually, we were just sat after dinner trying to think of what we're going to get everyone for Christmas. Because from now until the day we leave to go to the States for Christmas, we have this Sunday free. And that's it. We only have this Sunday, which means we have to go and get everyone's Christmas presents this Sunday. So we were like trying to make a game plan. Like, where are we going to find these things? What are we going to get people? What would they like? Oh, Christmas is so stressful sometimes. What is this thread doing? Mike says, when do you leave? We leave, I think it's the 20th or the 21st. I can't remember. I think it's maybe it's the 20th or the 21st, I mean, the Saturday. So that's exciting. My dad loves Christmas, so he's always like really excited. He thinks like long and hard about what he's gonna get every single person, and tries to get them something that like they'll use and that they'll love. He's like, he doesn't just buy anything like willy-nilly, like, oh, it's a girl thing, I'll just get it. No, he takes like so much time and effort like to try to think of stuff. Jenna says, I've been doing all my Christmas shopping online. We literally just bought some things like as we were thinking of things. I was like, let's just look and see if it's here, because if it's on Amazon, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna get it. But I do have a lot of markets coming up. So I've got one on the 24th here in Birmingham, and then I've got one on the November 30th here in Birmingham at the Birmingham Museum of BMAG. Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery, maybe it's called. Yeah, I think it might be that. But people tend to call it BMAG, so that's why I was like stuck for a minute, you know? But yeah, I've got that on the 30th, on the 1st, and then I have another one on the 8th. So I'm hoping that there'll be some really fun, like small business type gifts that I can get for people. Like little stocking stuffer type things, you know? Another we haven't started yet. I thought you said beanbag. No, people call it BMAG because it, like, that's what the initials stand for. But then I couldn't remember what all the initials were for. Thank you, Jessie, for moving. Jeez. So yeah, that's my fault. Also, that is a catastrophe. Chelsea says, I love thoughtful gifts. My 5-year-old loves watching your videos with me and is stitching a rainbow she drew for her grandma for Christmas. Thanks for helping inspire her. Oh my God, that's the cutest. That's so cute. Tag me in it if you post it so I can see how she's done. Meg says, I'm very nearly done. You are on top of it this year. Are you always like super organized like that, Meg? Or is it like just this year? Because I know that you're going to move house, so. Is it one of those things like you know that you're moving, so you're like, I have to get it all, you know, done and dusted? She says no. Chelsea says she's so proud. We'll definitely send a pic. Oh, good. Oh, that's so sweet. That's one thing that I have on my list as like possible things for the future is like kids kits. But it's hard because, you know, needles. This jazz Christmas music is like giving me life. I've been listening to it for the last couple days when we're doing lives in the morning. I really like it because it doesn't have words to it. It's just like the instrumentals. Okay, this right here is like clearly straightened, like someone took a chunk out of it. So let's just do a little stitch here. Mike says, I was going to ask you about kids kits because Rosie wants to do one. Yeah, the only thing is like for me to sell them for real, like I'm happy to make one for you, Meg. But the only problem with it is that with any kids things, they have to be CE tested. and I don't think they would pass. They would have to have the blunt kind of needles. So yeah, so Jenna says that would be fun. I've seen people use yarn, monk's cloth, and a plastic yarn needle. So yeah, they would have to be, or like that Aida cloth. It's AIDA. And it's mostly for cross stitch because it has like not the lines marked out, but you know what I mean? It's like the weave is really, really open, and so you can almost see the holes really clearly. That's like the best thing, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that, you know? And then like have to get it tested and everything. We'll see though. You never know. I think if I think about it too much, I just say no. But if I don't, and I just say, let's just do it. I'm just gonna do it. Then that's better. Meg says, at the moment, I like the needle through. I think she means I poke the needle through, yeah. And then Rosie pulls it. It takes longer, but she loves it. Oh, that's so sweet. That's too sweet. Jenna says, oh yeah, I've heard testing can take a while. Yeah. And I know that all of the materials that you use also have to be C tested. So like you can't just get any needles like off Amazon or whatever. They also have to be tested. So like you have to be really careful about where you get your materials from. Which is fine, you know what I mean? Like obviously it's kid stuff, it should be safe. Can you guys see this all right? Or do I need to zoom in a little bit? I don't even know if you're actually watching. I'm just doing lettering. And honestly, I do love lettering, but stitching lettering takes the longest. Stitching lettering like this takes the longest. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. Thank you. She says it looks great. I'm just gonna take my sweatshirt off because the heat kicked on. I can already feel it. So does anyone have any questions or anything that they've just been dying to ask? I sent David upstairs with his laptop and he had to mark some books because he's a school teacher. So I was like, it'll be like 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know, just it takes as long as it takes, okay? Carolage? I'm gonna call you Carol. She says, is it best to do the outlines first and then fill in the letter? I do tend to do that. If you're going to be really technical with the brick stitch, you obviously can't see it because black thread is the worst for teaching. But if you want to be really, really technical about it and do the brick stitch how it's supposed to be done, then I would try to go just this outside line and then work here over until you fill it in. I think if you've watched the videos and you know me by now, then I know the stitches and I can teach you the stitches, but I'm definitely a winging it type person. So I will start off with the best intentions of I'm going to do it properly. And then in the end, I'll just fill it in to fill in any holes. But yeah, sometimes I will do the outline and then go back and fill it in with a brick stitch. And then if there's any white spots that I can still see, then I'll go back and just do a little stitch here and there. Don't forget to go back and do the dot. Yeah? The other thing that I'm a big stickler for, she says, fair enough, that sounds like something I would do. The other thing I'm a big stickler for is that I don't like the thread to go across areas that are not going to have thread there. So for example, I said don't forget to go back and do the eye. Could I stretch my thread there and just do a little dot and then come back up? Yeah, I could. Am I going to? No, because then you're going to see that black thread through my white fabric with a little V like that. So yeah, I don't ever do that. The other thing I don't ever do is to kind of just put it straight across. If I know the white fabric is you're gonna see the black through the white fabric. Does that make sense? Yeah? And I think that's just something that helps to make your piece look a little bit more polished and like you thought about it a little bit more. So even though I could just go straight over here, I'm gonna weave my needle around the same stitches. This is obviously the back. Yeah, and then start the other side of the T. And that way, the thread doesn't ever go anywhere where it shouldn't. Laura Loves Flora is here. She says, so excited to finally stitch at the same time as you. I think I need to do these late night ones a little bit more often. All right, what else you got for me? Does anyone have a favorite stitch so far that we've done? Or just a favorite stitch that you like to do? I remember when I first started doing these lives back in February, I would get so nervous. I would get like so sweaty and be like, oh my God, because you have to like ask the question and then wait for people to respond. You know, whereas like in teaching or even just in a regular conversation, the response is immediate. So you never have to wait for someone to type out their answer. Claire says she loves the satin stitch. Honey, you might be one of the only ones. I know Meg likes it as well. Only because we literally just talked about that the other day. Men's Maid. Let me think. Chelsea, is it right? Says, I love French knots. And then Chelsea also says that she loves French knots. I'm gonna forget everyone's names, aren't I? Ridiculous. Ooh, so she says, I just love to stitch, not one particular stitch. I'll second that. My Rose 2000. I loved whipping. I'll back it up, the back stitch so that it looks like a smoother line. Laura Loves Flora, whipped back stitch. Heather, darn it. Men's Made is Heather, okay? I've messed it up. Jenna says, I like the satin stitch too after practicing with your patterns. Oh, that's so good. See, it's hard because when I'm making patterns, I'm very conscious of how many different stitches that I put in each one. So I made a really fun autumn pattern, and I've asked someone to stitch up the sample for me. So if you're ever interested in stitching up samples, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. But the problem is that it's all satin stitch. Like almost all of it is satin stitch. So it's one of those things where you're like, oh, are people gonna hate me if I do a pattern that's like all satin stitch? You know, you kind of have to like mix it up a little bit because people get really, really, you know, they get bored. And if it's a stitch that they don't like they don't, you know, really like doing, then that will deter a lot of people as well because they're like, well, no thanks. Ooh, we have 2 people who will, let me just write this down because I'm going to forget. I've written you down. And Claire. Ooh, and Jenna. Okay. But don't hate me if there's a lot of satin stitch, okay? Heather says, I really enjoy satin stitch. The more I do it, the more I enjoy it. I would totally stitch up samples too. Okay, let's see here. Jessie, I can't be with you right now. I'm busy. I'm too busy right now, okay? There's no food up here. She's just sniffing the table like, what are you doing up there? That's so special. Where is it? Here's one. So here's one of them. Too zoomed. So here's one of them, which I think would be totally cute for a Christmas pattern. And then the other one is like the same, but Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving, just like autumn, I guess. Like, how cute would that be? I know, maybe I would like arrange them in a different way or something. I don't know, but I think they're so cute. But the problem is that they just take ages to stitch up because it's so much satin stitch. And then really, everything has to be outlined as well. So it's hard because they just take so long, you know? I thought about doing like like an advent calendar, but for stitching. So like every day you'd get like a new part of the piece, you know? But when I did the mystery pattern for February, so many people hated it. So I don't know if I could do that again. She says, I'm in Florida, so having a stitched autumn is the best I could have. That's true. My grandma and grandpa used to live in Naples, in Florida. She says, I used to hate satin stitch, but it looks so good when you're finished. I wouldn't mind stitching mostly satin samples. Yeah, it's like one of that and probably split stitch. That's the other one. That's a really good filling stitch because it makes the whole thing look so nice and uniform. I bet you Jessie's lost her ball. Just a minute. Did you lose your ball under there? Huh? Where is it? Here you go. There you go. I got it out. She kicked her ball underneath the sofa. And then she just lays on the floor with her paws like, oh, let me get it out. She says, I'm super surprised that people didn't like how you did February's stitch along. I loved not getting all of it at once. So some people really did like it, but a lot of people, they liked the concept, but they didn't like having to, how it all fit together. So these ones, they would be kind of ideal for an Advent type calendar because they don't all like touch each other. Whereas the other one, if you remember, it was the bicycle. Oop, she's got to go to an appointment. But I will talk with you later, and I can't wait to see your catch-up day on your second hoop. But yeah, some people said that because they like fit together so closely, it was really difficult to trace it on top. So yeah, Jenna, she says for the Advent calendar, you could do the same format, but show one little thing a day. Maybe I will do it. It'd probably end up being just like a free, like fun little thing or something. Griffin Van Fancy Paws. Do you guys see the picture? The little dog with his tongue hanging out? That's adorable. That's so funny. Dogs like stitching. My thread is so short. Yeah, maybe I'll have to think about it. Maybe I'll do a little poll. It says my dog's Insta is also used for my stitching habit. Oh my gosh. When I first started doing these, I would get some people and they would be like, hi. And I'd be like, oh, hi. And then they would realize I was just stitching. And they would be like, yeah, you're not doing anything fun. I think they were looking for people who do like live Instagrams and like strip or something. They're definitely not getting that on my channel. It's the wrong kind of content. Griffin lays on my lap almost nightly while I stitch. Oh, that's so nice. Well, I think I'm going to finish this, the M and the A and the S, and then call it a night. I think I've got a little piece of black thread over here. A little one I can use. Almost finished. Does anyone else have questions? Sorry you had to listen to me taking a drink. Oh, that's only 2 strands. Man. Okay. I'll just cut a new piece. Is anyone else going anywhere for Christmas? I know earlier we talked about Christmas shopping. Sorry, my dad called. He likes to call when he's out shopping and to ask me about weird stuff. Yes, I am going to put this one on YouTube as well. I've put all the other ones on YouTube already up until yesterday's. And then, no, I didn't say what my favorite stitch is. I think, for me, sorry, it's him again. Yeah, for me it changes every day. So I think some days I quite like certain ones, and then other days I'm like, oh, I cannot be bothered to do that. So I'll like avoid just because I don't feel like it. I think I mostly do that with the woven wagon wheel rows. She says it'd be funny to somehow add your dad to the live. He doesn't have Instagram, actually. So you can. So this is another thing I was playing with for after the stitch along ended. To like stitch with someone and have like a different person to stitch with me. And just like chat and talk and whatever. I think it'd be fun. Because have you seen it where it does like the split video where it's like someone is on the top talking and then someone's on the bottom talking? But yeah, you totally can. At the bottom, I think it says like add, ask to be invited or something like that. There's a knot there. Of course there's a knot there. That's a really thick M. Ooh, she says, I'm trying the dip nail kit this weekend. Tell me what you think. Definitely my top tips for that would be to lay the instructions out and literally follow them. Ooh, you're trying it next week too. Man, I need a discount code. Actually, my mom wants a kit and my, I was going to say my brother's girlfriend, but now they're married. So my brother's wife, she wants a kit as well. So I'll have to see about ordering one of those maybe. I don't think Caitlin watches. She said if it's a nude color, so if I mess up, it won't be too terrible. Yeah, so the only thing with the dip wall kit, so I'll do like a zoomed in, is that literally anywhere that you get, God, my cuticles are dry. Anywhere you get the glue. So first you put on it's like a clear base, I guess. It's not called a base. It's called something else. But you put it on there and it helps the nails to stick and not lift. And then you put on the base, and the base is kind of the glue. So you do the base and then you dip your nail. Then you do the base and dip your nail, every single nail. And then I do mine 3 times. So 1 clear and then usually 2 colored. And they say to put a clear on top, but I find that for me, that makes my nails a little bit too thick. And I don't like them being so thick there. So I just do the 3. And then you put activator on, and then you have to wait a couple minutes, like 3. and then you can file them all down, and then you put activator on again, and then you wait another 3 minutes, and then you put the sealer on, and then you wait until that's dry, and you put the sealer on again, and then you're done. So it sounds like a lot of steps, and it sounds like it's kind of overwhelming, but it's really not. The only thing you have to do is practice painting your nails without touching your cuticles. So if you can see, there's like a little space there. One, that's because my nails have grown out, because I did these like a week ago. Ooh, or 3 or 4 days ago. Yeah. So you just want to not touch that. So I guess what you can do is get regular old nail polish and practice making a really small line around there, if you know what I mean. Leave a really small space. Mine lasts anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 weeks, but I'm too indecisive and I don't like it when they grow out, so I tend to change them before that. But I've never had one break or chip off or anything like that, so yeah. Hello. I think someone else has the name Tori as well, because that's my name. Is hard to remove. So you just need 100% acetone, and there's a plastic bag trick that you can find online. So you put paper towels in a plastic bag and then put acetone in the bag as well, and then you put your fingers in the bag and then your whole hand in hot water. And it's normally about 5 to 7 minutes. And you just kind of like rub them around, you know, and they like just dissolve off. For you people just joining, we're definitely talking about nails, so sorry about that. You know when you just feel a knot? You just know there's a knot there? I thought this would be done by now. Poor David, I sent him upstairs with all his work to do and a beer. He's probably out of beer by now. So yeah, hopefully with the catch-up time, y'all are all caught up. Tomorrow we're going to, surprise, do more satin stitch. Sorry. And then after that, there's only one more day of satin stitch. So next week will all be fun little stitches that we can do. Can't believe so many of you got the dip well kit. Honestly, their customer service is so good. Like, if you ever have a question or anything, they're so on it. Like, hello? This jazz music is getting intense. Just stitching away. She says, yeah, I emailed them a question and heard back right away, and they emailed me after I bought a kit, making sure I liked it. I was really impressed. Yeah, so when we like got in touch with each other to like talk about me doing this, like trying a kit, because I was in the States and I know that they don't ship to England yet. So I was kind of like, you know, if I do get one and I like it, hi. If I do get one and like it, then I'll be kind of screwed because I'll never be able to get one again. And they were so sweet. They were like, well, since you live in England, we'd love to give you some extra colors. So just pick whichever colors that you want, send them over, and we'll send them to you. And I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. And so I was like, well, how many colors? Like 2 extra or 3 extra? So in the end, I was just like, however many you feel like, because I didn't want to be like that greedy person that was like, here's my list. It's all of them. I like all of them. But at the same time, they're all so good. This A looks a little funky, don't you think? Just do one of these. Ta-da. But yeah, I love how you don't feel like you're just a number. Do you know what I mean? Alrighty, well, since I'm almost finished, if you haven't got any other questions, then I'll just stitch the rest of this and go have some wine. Ooh, hey, Mavens is here. Hello. If you didn't know, she makes the best bras and lingerie. So if you're looking for some bras, hit her up. She makes all of them handmade, and they're amazing. Loads of different sizes. So good. Laura Loves Laura says, so excited to be caught up. Thank you for a catch-up day. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Oh, thanks, hun. And Annika says, I love the sound of the needle punching the fabric. Girl, me too. Someone, one of my friends, George, was like, stitching is really loud. I was like, it's not loud. It's just, the hoop is very close. KV Stitches says, gotta get back to doing work. Thanks for the afternoon stitching. Bye. Anytime, babes. Annika says, thanks for the love. Well, you make it easy to shout out about you. This Christmas music got really aggressive in the end, didn't it? I pulled too hard there because you can see the hole. Almost done. Which means I'm almost caught up. I just have this one to do, but I'll do it at the weekend. Because already it's almost been an hour. Can you believe it? Just chatting. Aw, Jenna says, this has been so much fun. Thank you. No, thank you. How boring would it be just me sitting here talking to myself? That's mostly what I do every day anyways. Dina Royalty says, I need to post pictures of mine. It's been so fun. Yes, you do. Post them, post them, post them. Be sure to tag me at the Barmy Fox, and then I'll be able to see them and repost them. Whew. Didn't think I was ever going to be done with Christmas. I always think those are so pretty. Alrighty, well, that's it from me for this evening. The regular live will be again tomorrow, British Standard Time at 10 a.m. And we'll do the next part of the pattern. So we'll see what that is tomorrow. I hope you guys have a really great night. Of course, I forgot to do the eye. Even I told you guys not to forget to do it, and I did that. So yeah, I will speak with you tomorrow. This has been real fun, and I hope you guys had a great time. Yeah. Have a good night. Bye.